All sports talk shows are the same, right?
I am bothered by everything.
You gotta go back to football school.
The goal on this guy, it's just immeasurable.
Wrong. In a world filled with talking heads more interested in their own celebrity than actually knowing the sports world, it's hard to find the people who really care about sports first. Look no further. Wire to Wire has it all covered. These guys have the knowledge and the cred to back up their opinions. No hot takes to get attention, just straight up opinions. Know anyone else who correctly called the 2020 World Series and March Madness? How about 70% on the NFL and NCAA football last year? You don't. Bottom line, these guys know their shit. They aren't doing it for attention, they're doing it for passion. Wire to Wire, live every Wednesday, 8:30 Eastern, only on Toxic Radio and wherever you find podcasts. You know what all the cool kids are doing these days? Listening to podcasts. And what does Toxic Radio have? Podcasts, duh.
Just as I thought.
Go to toxicradio.net and check out our weekly schedule for the lineup of great shows. Miss any of them live? No worries.
Thank God, dude.
We're on all the top podcast platforms, or just find them at toxicradio.net or on the free app. The choice is yours. Be cool or not.
We're gonna be cool.
Toxic Radio. Get the podcasts and get infected. Does the real world seem unsatisfying?
It's boring, but it's part of my life.
Well, time to level up and reboot reality. Join Toxic Mike and Demonoid as they explore the ever-evolving world of virtual reality and everything it has to offer. Whether you're just starting out or you've been there from the beginning, Reboot Reality will introduce, educate, and guide you to the best in VR. Find it wherever you get podcasts, at toxicradio.net or on the free Toxic Radio app. Reboot Reality. Log in and get immersed.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back. It is that time of the week to take it deep. You're back. That means you liked it. Gene's back. That means he liked it. And we are going to take it deep on all things that we just feel like talking about. Plenty to talk about. I'm the Godfrey, THWGODFREY. Got me and Gene next to me. And we'll also be talking birds deep after this. So take a little intermission. You can go get some popcorn, rub one out, whatever you got to do. And we're going to jump into Philly cheesesteaks, maybe talk a little bit of Twitter, and just see where we go. But been seeing, I love TikTok, perusing around it, seeing content on there. And a lot of people like to make cheesesteak videos, Philly cheesesteak videos, especially people from Philly. And I always find it interesting because I feel like the cheesesteak in Philly, especially if you're from around the area, is the ultimate homer opinion usually. Like, you're picking the one that you ate most of the time when you're a sloppy drunk asshole, and you're like, that's the best one ever. It's the best one ever. I feel like, but there are some people that have tried multiple ones. I'm overweight, so I've tried many. And, I got to tell you, there's a few qualifications for you to even be considered. One, you can't be from Jersey. I'm sorry, Jersey folks, you can't be. I'll make an exception for donkeys. I know that upsets Jamie. I have to still be able to get the water from the Delaware River splashed on my face to qualify. So Camden is the border. I'll let that happen because donkeys, I've never had one, but they have a good reputation and people talk about it. So if you like that place, that's fine. But, what inspired this is I live in an area of Philly that's close to D'Alessandro's. And I hear people always talk about D'Alessandro's. It was on Jimmy Kimmel. It's great. It's the best cheesesteak in Philly. And when I hear that, in my head, I hear, tell me you went to St. Joe's without telling me you went to St. Joe's. When I hear D'Alessandro's is the best cheesesteak. Because it's not the best cheesesteak. I mean, Gene, do you feel like D'Alessandro's is the best cheesesteak? Have you had D'Alessandro's?
I've had D'Alessandro's multiple times.
Best cheesesteak?
I like it. It's not the best.
No.
It's not. It's fringe top 5.
It qualifies. It's like a golfer that doesn't ever win a major, but he's in the top 25 usually.
Like it's fringe top 5 for me.
Fringe top 5. I agree. There's a couple. I'm going to bring up the most overrated places, I think.
Okay.
I think Max's is overrated. I've had Max's. I think it's a greasy, hot mess.
Yeah, the thing about Max is they put the mayo on the roll. That's
Right.
like their big thing.
Right. I wasn't blown away by it. I think some people get a little too wild. They're like, oh, you have to have American cheese. I don't like American cheese. Some people like provolone. I'm a whiz guy.
That's funny you say that because isn't Steve's one of your favorites?
Yeah, but Steve's does whiz.
But they do, but the Whiz isn't as good at Steve's. Like, I think most people that like Steve's, they're American cheese fans.
So I like the whiz on a Philly cheesesteak for this reason. I think the most underrated aspect of a Philly cheesesteak is how eatable the sandwich is. And what I mean is everybody becomes a fat bastard when it becomes a cheesesteak. They're like, I want the most meat possible, and that makes it good. Like, you know, the only time you ever hear, like, wow, that meat's really big, it tastes good is in a porno. I mean, you don't hear it anywhere else, do you? Like,
Jesus Christ.
yeah, oh, that meat tastes really good. It's in a, you know.
We're like 4 minutes in. He's already
I
talking
mean,
about,
but
he's already talking about cock sandwiches. Jesus.
well, you know, I mean, you could eat other meat, you know, technically in a porno, but I mean, I'm just saying, no one, the taste and the amount of meat doesn't mean it tastes good, does it?
No, I think that the amount of meat on a cheesesteak is important, but I think the most important part of a cheesesteak has always been and always will be the bread.
The bread's important. I'm not gonna disagree there. I feel like the cheese whiz gets around the steak more so than a regular cheese because of how it melts. It's not real cheese.
But see, the thing is, what Steve's is they have American cheese sauce, which is my ultimate preference because its texture is like Whiz.
It is like whiz. It's a little thicker. I just have never been an
That's
American
amazing.
cheese guy. You know what? If you're gonna make it into a sauce, I think it's a good option. I don't like the cheesesteaks that are chopped up. I don't want you to hide your shitty gristle in chopped up cheesesteak. And why I don't like D'Alessandro's, I'm sorry, Delis, if you're listening to this, is you look at their grill and they have a mountain of meat getting chopped there all day. Boom, 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 chopping, 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 chopping. You're not telling me that's fresh.
No, it's dry.
And I don't like dry meat and I don't like dry bread. Both death nails to a good cheesesteak. And
You like dry bread? Do you like wet bread?
well, I like bread that is soft. I've had bread.
Oh, I like crispy bread.
I've had bread
I get it.
that
I understand what you mean now.
that's dry, where it almost feels like it's ripping apart. Like Pat's, I think sometimes their bread is dry. I do. I'm not a big Pat's guy or a Geno's guy. If you're a
I think
tourist,
if you're a Pat's or Chino's guy, you're really just not a big cheesesteak person. You're
Right.
like, oh, this is cool. I'm going to go check out the lights and
yeah, you're
the
from Philly.
competition, but you're not really.
The bright lights over there are like fly traps or bug zappers, right? It's for tourists. Like, oh, come here, we're gonna shock the shit out of you. And if I had to pick one of the two, and I gun to my head, I'm going Geno's because they don't chop it up, right? So I hear that often, and I was inspired by this girl. She's like, chef's kiss. If you go to D'Alessandro's, you know all the best places in Philadelphia. I was like, no, absolutely not. That's crazy. In fact, if I'm going to go there for a cheesesteak, I'm going to Chubby's across the street because it's the same damn thing. It's quicker. You could sit down and get a beer. The line isn't nearly as long. And you could call ahead and order your sandwich and pick it up. And I don't think there's a huge difference. In fact, I think Chubby's is slightly above D'Alessandro's. And they're the same style of steak.
I'm not a big fan of the mountain of meat. I'm not. And listen, D'Alessandro's is good. Decent bread, huge portion. So it's not. I don't want to sit here and act like it's terrible because it's not terrible.
But if you
It's
say
better than Geno's and Pat's.
if you say it's the best, that means you live in Roxborough, Manioc, Mount Airy, or just outside in Montgomery County.
you know, Bill and Cottrell both think that's the best.
Cottrell doesn't know any better. He's from Cleveland. I'll give him a pass. Bill, I don't know what's wrong with you. And you know what? You don't even have to go into the city to get a Steve steak. There's one in Levittown. You know?
I know. I love Steve steaks. And if you get double meat on Steve steak, it's perfect. American cheese without onions, double meat. I will say this, listen, you can say what you want to say, but Chubby's is awesome. Donkey's is awesome. Care what you say about Donkeys. They're very good. Not sesame seed.
Jersey
poppy seed rolls.
Jersey Mike's. Someone said go to Jersey Mike's for a great cheesesteak.
What?
He's lived. He lives in Jersey. That's why I
Oh
said
God,
that.
Alex, please don't say that out loud again.
You better not bring up the New Brunswick.
Jersey Mike specializes in subs, not cheesesteaks. Stay away from
I
cheesesteaks.
can't. Did you really just say that? Jersey Mike?
He's from Jersey, though. You better not be talking about no New Brunswick food trucks next, because that's what I'm waiting to hear. But listen, I'm glad that you brought up.
Yes, Charles Perez said it perfectly. Salt, pepper, ketchup. It's one word.
Yeah. Here's the thing.
SPK.
Another overrated one that says you only hang out on South Street is if you try to rep Ishkabibbles as the best cheesesteak. No, no, and no. Jim's is decent, but you're going to Jim's because what that says is I hang out on South Street. It doesn't say it's the best cheesesteak. In fact, if you live in South Philly, you're not going to Jim's for a cheesesteak. You're probably going to John's Roast Pork, right?
John's Roast Pork is incredible. I didn't have it until recently.
It is. It's good. Very good. And they've been there since like 1930. So if you live in Philly, South Philly, you're not going to Jim's for a cheesesteak. All right? I'm sorry. And Tony Luke's, don't even come at me with that mess.
Do you know who I haven't had and everybody like rates them really high?
Yeah.
Angelo's.
I see that.
Spot.
I see that all the time.
Apparently, like they have the best pizza and the best cheesesteaks in all Philadelphia.
That's cheesesteaks. I mean, I've had their pizza, good pizza.
The best.
I
mean, they're talking about that. Like Portnoy came down here, gave him a 9.3.
It's pretty damn good. It's in this area I would say the best, but I feel like, and this is the part of the Jersey in me. I feel like you're gonna get better pizza in North Jersey and around that area than you are down in our area. Although Hatboro pizza in Horsham is pretty damn good too. 9.3 he got. Barstool gave them.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a high score for Portnoy.
He doesn't give anyone nines. He's like 6 nines ever.
Angelo's is pretty goddamn good. I mean, the line is out of this world, and you can't lie to that. I've never had the cheesesteak there because it's kind of like,
I haven't either.
When you go there, since their pizza's so good, you're not like, you know what? Let me get the cheesesteak instead. It just, it's like.
Just get like 2 slices of pizza. Or you can't do that. You get a pie. You go down with 2 friends. You get a pie, and then you get 2 cheesesteaks.
Yeah, I could see that.
Half a cheesesteak each.
But it's like going to a great seafood place, and you're like, what's your prime rib like? It's not on your mind. You're like, and I'm pretty sure it's a sneaky menu item, and I'm pretty sure they have the skills for it. I'm going to try it out. But I think Ishkabibbles is another one. I hear people talk about their chicken cheesesteak. I'm not a fan of the chicken cheesesteak, but if you are, that's great. I feel like Ishkabibbles falls right in line with being overrated because you're drunk and going to get a Lorenzo's because that's only good when you're drunk.
Oh, my God. Lorenzo's is the worst pizza ever.
So literally SpaghettiO sauce in a can with a little Kool-Aid sprinkled on top, melted with cheese.
On a 7-foot pizza.
Yeah. You got to be drunk for it to be good. I challenge you to buy a whole pie and reheat it up the next day. You're going to be like, what is this? This is ass.
So bad.
Give me a frozen Ilios any day over Lorenzo.
Can I give a quick pizza shout out? I know we're not talking about pizza.
Sure.
One of my favorite places that no one really knows about is Jean's in Northeast Philadelphia. It is incredible.
Are you just repping that because you got the same?
No. It's Greek-style pizza made a little crispier.
Mm.
And
is that a thicker crust for the Greek style?
Yes, but normally Greek style is too soft. It's too
doughy.
Yes, and
that's
not. And he does a really good job at making it like almost like a New York style slice, like a well done slice, but Greek style.
I've been spending a lot of time in the Northeast lately because my job, but so I'm gonna go check them out. But part of the reason I shy away from the Greek style pizza is the doughiness.
Yeah, no,
I don't like a pizza that's too doughy.
I follow. I'm telling you, it's so good.
Yeah,
in my opinion, it's my favorite pizza in the city. The whole city. And that's huge for me.
That's pretty good. And you can find, and this is the thing, where you find some of the best places are the non-tourist places, right? Like, you don't say, like, you know what, honey, let's explore Philadelphia. Let's go up Roosevelt Boulevard and explore Northeast today. This is a sunny day out. Let's go check it out. Let's go to Bustleton and Codman. No, that's not a sentence that happens, right? The tourists aren't coming there. So you're getting a lot of neighborhood spots. You find those in North Philly too. There's some spots in South Philly. But when you get to like the center city areas, if it's a good cheesesteak spot, it was imported. It hasn't been there for years. I mean, some people will argue certain spots, I'm pretty sure, but the only last time I was happy about a cheesesteak in center city is when they had Steve's there, and it's gone now. So.
What's your favorite one?
Steve's.
Okay.
And I wasn't always a Steve's guy. I got introduced, funny story, to Steve Steaks by older Jewish guys I was playing softball with. Alan Rothenberg was actually playing a game. It was like a pitch and catch game, and some like school in Northeast that had a whole concrete playground, and we all went.
You're talking about the church road field.
Yeah, and
I played with those guys.
Yeah, we all went and got. Yeah, there's a lot of them were all wireless guys too. That's probably why you did.
I know them all.
And I went and they took me to get Steve's, and I was like, and I was living in
Bosselton
Northeast at
and
the
St.
time.
Vincent.
I was living in Northeast at the time. I had no fucking idea it existed. So I'm like, what is this magical place?
Allen's actually a good hitter. I mean, he's not can't get around anymore.
No, when I was playing, I mean, you could have grew a flower bed by the time, but it was.
Yeah, he can hit the ball though.
Yeah, but they had that cloth softball, whatever the fuck you call that thing. That's what they were playing, but it was interesting. We were throwing the ball around. It was funny. But yeah, man, that's it on Cheesesteak. I just feel like people make that content and they're like, I'm just gonna rep my favorite cheesesteak, and I'm like, man, when you say it's D'Alessandro's, I know you haven't spent a long time at Philly. Like when you say it's Ishkabibbles, I'm like, really, Ishkabibbles? I mean, have you been to Ishkabibbles?
Yes.
Were you impressed?
Yeah, I liked it.
It was good, but is it like top 5, top 10? Top 5? You put
I think
it
it's
high?
very good.
Yeah, I'm not a big Ishkabibbles guy, but
Ishkabibbles, John's Roast Pork, Steve's, Donkeys.
I haven't done Donkeys yet.
You have to. It's very good.
Now, is Donkeys on a roll or is it on a? It's on like
a Kaiser roll, bro.
It's on a Kaiser roll.
It's on like a sesame. That's a poppy seed Kaiser roll.
Okay. Is there any fall off from that? No, not really.
No. Strong, real strong.
Okay. I'm gonna have to try it. You're talking about the original one in Camden. There's a couple of Donkeys.
Yeah, I went to the one in Camden, the one that everyone. Why go to the? I don't want to go to a knockoff one. It's the OG.
Right. I got you. I think they had one in Medford, New Jersey, or something.
I feel like that's just like they're not like I want it to be disgusting in there. There you go. There's Donkeys.
You want it to be disgusting.
Yeah, I want it to look terrible. That's what a Donkey's cheesesteak looks like, though.
Yeah, that definitely fits in a unique category, but I mean, it looks good. Is it cheesy? What kind of cheese? American cheese, provolone?
Either one. American, provolone, cheddar, or whiz. They have all 4.
Okay, I'm gonna have to put that.
It's almost like like you get like a birch beer. Like it's almost like a diner dive cheesesteak spot.
Nice.
It's cool.
Nice. I gotta check it out. So been thinking
look at the grill.
Oh my god. I wonder how long that guy's been working there.
Is that a guy?
Is it a guy?
I don't know. I think it's female. Look at you gendering people.
Couldn't tell.
Can't be gendering people, Godfrey.
I just spotted some side boob, so maybe it is.
Well, I have side boob too, so
I mean,
that.
I know it's hard to know. It's just hard to know these days. So, anyway, traveling around places a lot lately. Been wanting to fly. Now that it looks like for at least right now, you don't have to wear a mask on a plane, which is, I'm not a big anti-mask guy, but
I am.
Okay, well that's fair. I don't think you're anti, but you're not down the rabbit hole with it. You're not like saying
no. I think it doesn't work, and I think it's dumb.
Yeah, because when you eat on the plane, like, and listen, I flew recently, and the stewardess are over it. Everybody's over it, and you're wondering, are people going to stop acting like a fool? And then Bill O'Reilly just comes through, and he's like, wow. He continues to show why he's just come back. By the way, his Mike, play that clip of him, but he has these like stylish like orthopedic shoes on or whatever. Wait,
there's stylish orthopedic shoes?
Not really, but
right,
I mean for him they are. And he's got total this is the best older white guy uniform I've ever seen. We got khakis and he's got like a white pullover on. He's got his mask below his mouth. Why even wear the goddamn mask at this point? But I guess you had to in the airport. If it's not on your mouth, I always laugh. Like, why even wear it? Just take it the fuck off, right? And he starts berating a JetBlue employee. First of all, I want to bring up Bill O'Reilly's net worth. They say he's worth about $85 million. I'm just gonna say, if I'm worth $85 million, I'm not fucking flying JetBlue. I'm not flying JetBlue.
Why not?
Listen, if he wants to be frugal, be my guest.
No, but what? Like, all right. So what are you flying? You're just private jet everywhere?
Fuck yeah.
Because I think JetBlue might be the top of the line when it comes to airlines.
Is it?
in my opinion. Yeah. American sucks. United's decent.
I've always had a good experience on American.
You had a good experience on American? You're the only person I've ever met in my life that's had a good experience on American Airlines.
Never had a
They're
problem on
awful.
American. Never had a problem
They're
on that.
terrible.
I mean,
Southwest is cute because you can go just run on there and sit where you want. It's like the Boston School.
I'd rather fly American than Spirit.
Yeah, Spirit's terrible.
Or Frontier.
Frontier's terrible.
You know,
I like Delta, United. And
I haven't done Delta a lot. I mean, I have
JetBlue.
nothing against Delta, but JetBlue, you know, listen, if I'm 85 mil, you can charter a plane pretty inexpensively if you're taking a flight. And if I'm Bill O'Reilly, I don't want to catch any sus shit from people. But he berates a JetBlue worker in this video.
Okay.
And we're going to play it. And Mike, fired it up right there.
This season, it's Bill O'Reilly. Bill O'Reilly on Fox 5.
Are we going to be able to hear this?
No,
what you're going to do. It's 3 hours late now. No. You're going to find out. You look at him like this. You warm him up. You're threatening me with violence. No, I'm not. You're the one. I dare you. Is that what you said? Let's see if you're walking that don't. You can't get that information. You're going to lose your job. Okay? We'll see you.
Oh, wow. We'll see you. He gave the finger. So,
Bill O'Reilly lost his temper.
you can pause it right now. Or that's all I need. So, what the guy should have did to Bill O'Reilly immediately was nut tap him when he got close. He should have just tapped him in the nuts. It would have took him completely out of his world. Like, did that guy just touch my balls?
Can I read one of these comments?
Sure.
Alex wrote, Spirit, it's best slogan of all time. Spirit Airlines, because you're broke, and fuck you.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate. I like it.
The best of all time.
So he got heated because the flight was delayed. He's in JFK. A lot of people deal with delayed flights these days, but he felt like he could throw his weight around and get them to move the fucking plane faster. I think that's the epitome. If you feel that self-important, charter yourself a goddamn jet. Then you can order the pilot around.
Bill O'Reilly's a scumbag.
He is. But he goes, you're going to lose your job, the 72-year-old told that JetBlue worker. The audio was a little trashy on there. But you're going to lose your job. O'Reilly, who has a history of easily losing his temper, was on his way to Turks and Caicos. So, you poor bastard. You're going to go to Turks and Caicos, probably.
Turks and Caicos, bro.
Caicos, my
it's
bad.
It's not Kinko's. We're not like printing fucking paper.
I thought
here.
you go there and you print out like your portfolio and get like, poster board and all that
Turks
shit.
and Caicos.
FedEx.
A strip club and you get printouts.
I thought that was the home of FedEx Kinko's, but guess not. So, yeah, he's going to go there, probably get the Rush Limbaugh treatment, probably get some legal hookers. I think that's legal there, and, probably do some pills. But whatever. Do your thing. But O'Reilly, oddly enough, says to this guy, you're a fucking scumbag. Don't talk to me like that. And look at this guy's just doing his job. This poor bastard has a mask that barely fits his face. It looks like it's going to rip its goddamn ears off, and he's just trying to get through his day. And this guy just feels so self-important. He's got to rip this guy a new asshole like he is the reason why the plane's late. I mean, I understand frustration when flying, but don't you think Bill was a little over line right there?
Bill's a dickhead, and that was absolutely absurd. I think it's funny listening to like rich people like, you're gonna do this. You're gonna do this. What,
yeah.
Excuse me? Like, I'm glad that was recorded because that person's probably gonna make some money off of it. The person that got yelled at. No, the person that got yelled at. They'll probably end up like starting a GoFundMe, give the guy like $50,000, get a day off, a week off, a month off, a year off.
Yeah, I think that guy, I mean, it would have been funny if he not tapped him, but in all reality,
not tapped him. That'd be.
He would have collapsed immediately, just by surprise. He would have fell. But he should have said to him like, Bill, you're a little crabby. Do you need Geritol? Maybe Metamucil? Maybe you need some fiber
You're a
in your
little
diet.
crabby.
You know, is your sugar low? Are you malnourished? Is everything okay? Because I'm gonna go need you to sit the fuck down. Because you're not even on TV anymore. Nobody cares. You settled out of court for your sexual harassment, and you're not gonna be calling me sugar tits because that's what he got in trouble for. He would say shit like that to people in the office, like, "Hey, sugar tits, come on over here." When I read like the stuff that went on in the office, and people were like, "I can't believe he got let go." He's like, "You can't call people sugar tits in the office," you know?
Why not?
I think there's this one black anchor who's talking about chocolate breasts and all that stuff. Like, he just went way over the top. And they paid millions of dollars out for this guy to keep him on air just so you can keep people entertained, I guess. You know, all for the dollar, right? So, yeah, screw that, man. I don't know. So let's hope he goes away, but something that has come back, and I know this isn't a sports show, but the USFL is back, and I did watch, I think, every goddamn game. I watched every one. And I was entertained. I like spring football. I bet on it.
You bet on it?
Yeah.
Who did you bet on?
I went 2 for 3. The Stars fucked me. Of course, the Philly team fucks me. Of course, of all the teams, right?
Okay.
I bet the under on one of them, and the other one I bet the Bandits. No, I bet the under on the Maulers versus the Bandits. The Pittsburgh Maulers were the guy that cut the dude because he got mad about chicken salad or something. I didn't even read it.
Yeah, I seen that.
We should talk about that. I don't even know what. Did you see the explanation for that?
I watched the whole thing.
So why did he get cut for? Was the coach?
The coach said you can't disrespect our coaches. The guy said he doesn't eat chicken salad. Can he have a slice of pizza? And the coach said no. Is that going to be a problem? And he goes, yeah, I don't eat chicken salad. And they cut him. Now, their explanation, which everything's taped, everything's recorded with the USFL. They give you all the behind-the-scenes stuff. And they're like, yeah, just off camera, he was really disrespectful. You just wouldn't know. And that was like the last straw, the chicken salad.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. And they had a pretty anemic offense after watching that game, and he was supposed to be their best running back on the team. And they were a team that looks like they're going to run the ball.
I mean, their team name's the Maulers. I'd hope so.
Yeah. I think there's some cool things in that league, like being able to hear the mics are hot. You know, when they're hearing the coaches call the plays from the sidelines. I think that's pretty cool. I like the 3-point play, which is pretty cool. I don't think anybody went for it actually, unless I missed it. There was some weird weather stuff going on because there was a lot of delays because of thunderstorms and things like that. So you're betting the game. You're like, the fuck? Where's the game?
Weren't they all in the same stadium?
Birmingham, Alabama. Yeah.
Isn't that wild? Like, you buy one ticket, you can sit there all day and watch 3 football games?
Birmingham's like, finally, we have something. Wait, is because it's in Tuscaloosa for Alabama University, right? So I don't know how far those are from each other.
Neither do I. Not really great with that type of geography. I'm not really good with my Alabama geography.
Either am I. It's in one of my top 5 states I might not ever go to. Sorry.
Top 5 states I might not ever go to.
Yeah. People say they want to travel to the United States.
Wow, you eliminate like 3 right away. Like, you don't want to go to North Dakota, Alaska. Like, why would you want to go to those states?
No, Alaska I would want to go to just for the nature aspect of it. Because you're going to see things there you won't see anywhere else. I could get that in the summertime.
What about Montana?
There's a nature aspect to it, but like, how about Arkansas? I don't ever see me going.
I think Arkansas is like the biggest rip-off name. Like, them and Kansas need to get in a fight.
That's
and
true.
the winner needs to like keep the Kansas name, because all Arkansas did was just put an AR in front of Kansas.
That's true.
Like, we're Arkansas. I'm not calling them Arkansas. They're Arkansas. AR Kansas.
Yeah, like, and it's funny because, there's a certain area of Texas and Arkansas called Texarkana. So it's, you just take
no need to ever go back to Kansas.
How about,
I agree, Alex.
Is there any need to travel to Mississippi?
I mean, no.
That's on my top 5.
Top 5.
I'm not fucking going there ever.
Top 5, not fucking going there ever.
Yeah, I would go to North Dakota possibly. I don't know about South Dakota. But I can be convinced never to go to either. I mean,
easily.
Alabama's
How many
on my
states have
list.
you been to?
Probably like 25 around.
Really, half the states?
Yeah, well, I knocked a lot out of the way driving back cross country from Vegas with my dad when I was a kid.
Doesn't count unless you spend a day there.
What if you ate there?
Doesn't count.
All right, so we'll knock it down to like 20.
Okay.
If
If you
it
didn't
was
spend a day there,
It was like a 2-week long road trip, and that wasn't planned. That's because the goddamn car kept breaking down. So, yeah, imagine that. Breaking down in a 1979 Mercury going cross country.
never could have guessed it.
Yeah, but it's, yeah, that's one of those states. I mean, Michigan, Detroit, I would probably like to drop it on. So, they got some.
You want to drop it on Detroit?
I would like to see the abandoned neighborhoods that are just like people just moved out and it's abandoned.
What?
There's just like there's cool like
I want to see the slums.
no
It's like someone visiting Philly. And
nobody
like, you know where I really want to go? K&A.
It's
like,
no, but nobody's even living there abandoned. Like it's like
I get it, bro.
or like you ever see like
It's like war zone.
you ever see like an abandoned theme park? Like
yes.
I mean I think that's pretty cool just to explore. I don't know why.
Matt, I love you. You are literally you say some things that make me laugh so hard.
But I mean, I think it'd be cool to explore. I mean, Wyoming's a nice nature state. Wisconsin should be fun. I've never been to Wisconsin. I could see you going to a Green Bay game would be awesome, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Lambeau
I definitely
Field.
would want to go there.
I hear great things about Vermont. Never been there.
You know where I want to go? Philly, K&A.
Yeah, no, I've been.
Check that place out.
I passed there today, right at past 1 pound cheesesteak. Yeah, there's a place that cheesesteak sucks too. It's called 1 pound cheesesteak. People are like, oh, I'm gonna go there. It's a pound. I guess they weigh it out. I don't know. I can't sit down inside of there.
Is that a pound with or without the bread?
That's a good question. Probably with. They're probably shaving off, and not living up to it. So that reminds me. When I grew up in Jersey, I grew up in Willingboro, and the cheesesteak that people will talk about in that part of Jersey is Gaetano's. And the reason why people like Gaetano's is because of the portion. It's really not that good. Sorry. I know people know me from that area. No, it's not that good.
Tell him, Godfrey.
Carl Lewis's hometown, but Willingboro, New Jersey, but it is not that good. I'm sorry.
I need Mike to get on the video.
Yeah, where is Mike?
I feel like I miss him.
Yeah, he's like, Mike's a brand new father, and he's excited about it. He's a girl dad.
There he is.
There you are.
His mic's not on, though.
Yes, there it is. Now it's on. Yes, I'm a girl dad.
Here we go. Let's clap again. Hey.
We love
There
you.
you
How many
go.
times did you faint in the delivery room?
I did not faint once.
Were you sweating?
Really, really cool. It was a C-section, so I just didn't want to look past the drape over, making sure that Laura and myself don't see. But I did peek over at the last minute when I went over to see my newborn daughter, and it wasn't a pretty sight.
No.
Yeah.
Oh,
Do you like horror movies?
Oh,
Gotcha.
Jesus.
I'll give you this. Last night was my first experience with, which can only be described as a water fountain of pee and poo as you go to change a diaper. I got shit on.
You got shit on.
Welcome to fatherhood. There you go.
Yeah.
We miss you, buddy.
Welcome to fatherhood.
Mike, I'm glad that I get to live vicariously through you.
Yes.
But listen,
Nothing is more precious and amazing and awesome as to when I'm holding her and she's probably farting, but she smiles. But when she's sleeping and calm and beautiful, or she just looks at me with amazement, it's really, really cool. So I'm very happy.
I have a prediction to make.
She looks up
Yes.
thinking, who the fuck are you?
I know.
Mike-
I know. I've thought about that. That's what's going on in her head.
Mike's gonna be a pushover as a dad because
Big time.
the girl's just gonna walk right over
Oh,
him.
hell yeah.
Probably be harder
Big-
on Cole, and he's gonna be a pushover with the girl because he's gonna be a girl dad, and Laura's gonna be getting mad at you because you're gonna need to step up, and you're gonna be like, "What? What's wrong?" I could see it right now.
Way to go bold on that one, Godfrey.
I mean, I think it's true.
She's gonna be happy. She's already got me wrapped around her little finger. She can do no wrong.
Yep.
Even projectile shitting on me. She can do no wrong.
You got
Are-
projectile shit on already?
Yes.
Yeah,
I
that's
just
what-
told you that. Then he just.
I didn't know it was projectile. I mean, that's wow.
That's a fountain.
Dude, pay attention.
Man.
What's your cheesesteak opinion?
You guys aren't gonna.
He's gonna say without the bread.
First off, Donkey's is amazing. I worked in Camden. I used to go there for lunch break. just sit in that place, the environment, have a beer.
You better not say
Food
Skeeters, motherfucker.
is amazing. What Skeeters?
I don't know. He's
No,
making
I
weird
don't
things
know
up.
what the hell. My favorite is oh my god, the name of the place is leaving me right now. Right over
So-
the bridge. Right underneath the bridge.
Under the Bridge
That-
cheesesteak?
Yeah, they're known for their broccoli rabe pork, I think.
John's roast pork?
No, right up the street from the ECW arena. Tony Luke's.
Tony Luke's.
Tony Luke's isn't bad.
No, they're not bad.
Nobody's
Luke's-
giving you issues for Tony Luke's.
Tony Luke's is amazing. No, but when you go for some of the staples, which is Pat's, Geno's, or Tony Luke's, there are certain individuals there that like they know that their corner shop is the best cheesesteak, and just nobody they don't get the limelight like the other places like Tony Luke's.
There are a lot of homer picks when it comes to cheesesteak opinions. That's very
Right.
true. There's a lot of homer
Right.
picks.
Tony Luke's, I think that Tony Luke's is on that kind of that realm with everybody else in terms of you say it. Certain people will look at you and go, "Oh yeah, pick one of those, cheesesteaks." But I love it, and I love it just not even for the cheesesteaks, for everything else. The beef buster, the pork, everything is really good there.
The best test for a cheesesteak, if you're getting an honest evaluation, is bringing someone in to have a cheesesteak, or a couple of them, that have never had a cheesesteak in area. Like I'm talking someone that's a foreigner or someone that's from way out in the United States somewhere else, and you let them have a cheesesteak. And when I've taken them to several places, Steve's wins almost every time. Almost every
What
time.
condiment do you put on a cheesesteak?
Ketchup.
Yeah, I put some ketchup on, depending. Sometimes at most places you don't need to.
Most places you don't need to, and sometimes I'll put it just on the last couple of bites just to see how the ketchup mixes with it. But I have heard of people putting mayonnaise on their
Barbecue
cheesesteak.
sauce.
We were talking about that. This place you said was overrated again. I forgot the name.
Max's.
Max's puts the mayo already on there. They use a
You guys did say that, yes, and that makes my gag reflex come into effect.
Max is also is known for their portion as well, right? So that's their portion spot too, right?
Chop.
Yeah.
Chop.
The funny thing is, I bet if you weighed the meat chopped up and weighed it unchopped, it's probably about the same weight.
Not Delisandro's. That shit's like 5 pounds. They put so much meat on there, I can't even close the goddamn bun.
So I've ordered pickup from there, and they do this trick where you'll give them your name ahead of time because you don't want to wait in line, and then they don't actually make it for you. You go there and say your name, and they say Matt's here, and they'll make your cheesesteak then. And you're like, I could have just I was like, I could have just went to Chubby's across the street for the same thing.
Matt's here.
Yeah, but because they'll write it down, and they don't make it till you get there.
That's great. I think that's awesome.
Not really. I don't want to stand in line for 20 minutes there. It's not that great to stand in line for 20 minutes. I'll stand in line for Steve's. I will not stand.
People are standing in line for an hour today. I saw at the weed dispensary. So,
I'm glad you. What a great segue, Mike. I wanted to bring that up. Weed is legal in New Jersey. It's legal.
Well, it's been legal recreationally, but they had to go through all these different hoops and loops and everything just to get the dispensaries.
But it really didn't launch until today.
The dispensaries finally, you can actually go to the dispensary and purchase recreational marijuana. But they do say that with the long lines, people that have prescription are prescribed it get to go to the front of the line. Get first access.
I've been prescribed it. I have IBS. I shit myself when I get anxious. I'm getting anxious right now. Can you get me to the front of the line?
Is that seriously how you got prescribed?
I know people that in PA you can get prescribed medical marijuana for IBS. Absolutely, anxiety, IBS. Swear to God, that's that's on the list. I'm not joking.
But that was all over the news today. The long lines at the couple of dispensaries that opened up.
People were like, I've never had weed before, but I have. But it's legal. It's
my question is, do you think it was on purpose that it was 421 that they opened the dispensaries?
Yes, actually, I'm glad you said that because they actually said they delayed it because they were worried about logistical problems being on 420. They literally said that. Yeah. So they delayed it from 420 even though they were ready to go because they were worried about being overwhelmed because it was 420 day.
Okay, makes sense.
Do you think less people went because they're like, you know what? I was going to go on 420, but now that it's 421, fuck it. I'm not going.
There's already been lines, though.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
I mean, I don't know. Whoever made that decision, I think they overthought it. But you know,
I need to look into some more of the stuff. Like, is it just residents of New Jersey? Like, how much can you buy? Is there a limit? I haven't looked
cross
into
state lines with
everything,
it. I'm just kidding.
I know. I know that my mother wants to go, and I want to go because I know CBD has helped me a lot with my anxiety. And going to one of these places and being able to tell them what weed has done to me in the past, they might be able to suggest a certain strand that's not going to do, not make me paranoid in the corner, thinking everybody's out to get me. Which is a sight to be seen, I'm sure, by everybody else. But for me personally, it's not fun.
That's a benefit for becoming legal, and I've experienced a retail shopping experience of expertise in another country, the province of Ontario in Canada, and even we make it so difficult in the States, even when it's legal in certain states. You're like, what the fuck? Like, why does it have to be like this? You're like, you go in there, you're of age, there's no questions. Here it's like, do you shit yourself or is it recreational illegal? Literally, you have to in PA, you have to have a reason for it. But I will tell you that one of the benefits is that you're going to get people that are experts. You're going to be able to talk about the different strains and how they affect it. When you're buying it from your street guy, he's got what he's got is usually what it's been. And you're like, what's the strain? He's like, I don't know. It's green. You try to find that out. And, a big problem is people don't realize like there's an indica and a sativa. The sativa is going to make you not as tired. And indica is going to make you into couch. That's how they kind of say it, right?
And there's a hybrid, which is a mixture of both.
Right. And then you got to find out, like, is it more sativa hybrid or more of an indica hybrid, right? Which, and believe it or not, there's some strains like sour diesel is one where people recommend that you work out on that. It can help you have I'm not joking. So there's different strains for everything.
How much you like the sour diesel?
How much do I like the sour diesel? I don't know.
Godfrey, I do have to say, if there's one show on Toxic that I think would benefit and could pull off a weed is legal in Jersey show and just get blazed before the show, I think your show could do it.
We'll just do some Elon Musk drops when he got blazed on Joe Rogan and just cut all those clips. He was so blazed on that show. I was like, damn, Elon just
go to town.
He was so blazed. It was amazing. But I would talk about it. It's not legal in PA, but if you're going into Philly, it's decriminalized, so you're in the safe zone technically. The worst thing.
Philly's so happy that you can smoke pot and not like arrest people for it. They're like, yeah, smoke a bunch of pot, stop killing people. Like that would be a lot better.
Yeah,
we'll go with that one, that option.
Yeah, the DA's like, yeah, we're not prosecuting people. If you have a whole bunch of weed, that might be a different story. But keep in mind, though, it's federally illegal still. So if you're on federal property, then that could become an issue of a different thing.
It's got to go away too.
It does, right? And, again, I'm going to use Canada as an example. They said, okay, it's legal. You can decide for yourselves, provinces, the states over there in Canada. But here we said, states, you decide yourself, but we'll make it federally legal still. We want you to go through a fucking obstacle course. You know what I mean? Like,
I know it's not sports, but I feel like that, like, the federal government is like the National League. Like, we need to just adopt the universal designated hitter. Like, let's just completely make this like not illegal anymore. I don't care if it's legalized anywhere, if dispensaries everywhere. I just need it to not be illegal.
Right, and that's the thing. Like, and the funny thing is, you can decide that in your community, right? Like California, the funny thing is, it's legal in California, but there's not a whole lot of dispensaries in certain areas because neighborhoods are like, fuck that, I don't want it there for whatever reason. I'm not here to debate
Cali's
that.
nuts, dude.
They are nuts. Cali is definitely a NIMBY state where they're like, yeah, that's a great idea, but not in my backyard.
Same places that say that they don't want the dispensaries should not want their like local alcohol outlet.
That's when I know it's
ridiculous.
Yeah,
take away your bars, take away everything else if you don't want your dispensaries.
Yeah, let's take away a hole in the wall bar.
Well, you have a whole generation
that doesn't serve food. So way I can just go drink alcohol but can't smoke pot. That makes perfect sense.
You have a whole generation that stigmatized it and made it sound like it was the devil's lettuce.
Devil's lettuce.
And unfortunately,
the name of this episode.
Yeah, it's like that's true. Pound hashtag devil's lettuce, right? And I just feel like, unfortunately, what happened here is people are just. It was so beaten to their head with this war on drugs, especially if you're like a boomer and you're, like, oh, it's evil, and I'm like, yeah, but then that guy can go beat his wife and still buy a gun, and he's a dirty alcoholic, but you're like, you're cool, go buy a 6-pack. Like, to me, anything in excess is a problem, right?
I'm all for the war on drugs if you're talking about crack or heroin,
Sure.
just not weed.
Well, I agree with you. There's laws, but with the
We
war
really
on,
need to cut down on crack and
with the
heroin.
war on drugs, I think that's a whole nother show.
I'm backing Mean Gene on his journey to political power to ban the bad drugs and keep the good ones.
Yeah, the problem
Got
is
my
this.
vote, Gene.
Yes.
The problem is this.
I've won.
And this ties into the weed. The reason why weed is still illegal is it's a Schedule I drug, according to the government. And they put it in the same category as crack, heroin, things of that nature. Now, we know that they're not on the same par. Everybody's admitted that. We all know it, but it hasn't gotten done. Why has it not gotten done? Is it just because they can't do it? No. There's a lot of lobby money involved in the prison systems, and there's a lot of for-profit prisons out there. There's a lot of people that are in prison for weed that should be released for weed. Now, if you killed someone over weed, that's a different story. But if you're going for pot possession, come on. If you're going to put someone
in jail for pot possession, send me your GoFundMe. I want to send you money and put it on your books.
But the thing is,
Like,
what happened is, since it's federally legal, the conviction rate's very high for the federal government. So if you don't deal with them in a plea bargain and take a 5-year deal, you can end up serving a maximum of 15. And it's ridiculous. I agree, but part of the reason it's around is you have to listen. You're gonna say it's legal in a state, but how can you say it's legal and then still have people serving time for selling that drug? It's crazy, and I think there's a lot of money tied up to it, and it's starting to pull away from it. But I just really think having people serve time and we don't rehabilitate in this country in prison. I really don't think we do. And that's the issue there, right? And that's the thing with the hard drugs is a problem, and you do have to have laws and standards for it. But the way they treat the addiction, this is the way you can look at it. Like, they had a huge heroin problem in Portugal, and they started to treat it more as a medical issue rather than a law issue, and their heroin problem has almost disappeared. And I think we're a little bit too far the other way and need to come back that way. Now, can people do whatever they want and steal and lie? No, they can't, right? If you're going to make those choices and that leads you down that path, there's going to be consequences to pay. And, if you're stealing from people and hurting people and things of that nature. But when it comes to the hard drugs, I agree that, we still need reform on it, right? And weed is just a small example of it. Why is there no movement on it? And it's because there's money involved in the private prisons. There's hedge funds. There's all that. You can look this up. It's common knowledge, and where lobby money goes, and even pharmaceuticals to an extent have gotten in the game of preventing legalization in certain states. I know Arizona had a problem with that. There's a pharmaceutical company that dumped $500,000 into lobbying for it not to be legal. So weed definitely is something that is good. I mean, listen, Mike Tyson, has become a better man after smoking weed. The only problem is, after this flight he was on, I don't know if he was smoking weed or not, or he should have been smoking weed. If you saw Mike Tyson getting out of hand, would you try to fuck with him on a flight?
No.
I mean, I wouldn't. I mean, I think
it's a one-word answer, by the way.
That's a losing proposition. So apparently, according to NewJersey.com, Mike Tyson loses it on JetBlue again and slugs another passenger.
Did you see the video?
I did not.
Okay, so Mike Tyson's not in the wrong here.
He's
not. I'm telling you, the guy was literally like in his face, like talking shit to him.
Why? Why Mike Tyson?
I don't know. Like, he's like, oh yeah, good. Like, dude, you just gotta watch the video.
He was, and I'm not surprised you told me that, because that's not the type of person that I think Mike's turned into later in his life. If I had to guess before you told me that, I would have guessed that's how it went down, because Mike's not looking for a fight. This guy,
no, this guy was definitely like taunting him.
Yeah, it tells us. The witnesses tell us Mike took a selfie with him and then was patient with his overly excited buddy, who kept trying to talk to the 50-year-old fighter as he sat behind him. Eventually, though, we're told Tyson had enough of the guy behind him talking in his ear and told him to chill. And Mike's like, "Hey, chill." You know, when the guy didn't, that's when the witness said Tyson started to throw several punches at the man's face. Damn, Mike still got quick hands too. I mean, it was probably.
Did you not see Hangover?
Yeah, I saw Hangover. Yeah.
Here's the video.
He's
got to be drunk.
Mike Tyson, bro. This shit crazy, bro. Mike Tyson. My dog done got lit, man. He over here rapping with Tyson.
Oh, he's lit.
Mike Tyson trying to give us some shrooms. You don't know how to act. Tyson looking out, man. This shit crazy as He should have never gave you his money.
Peasants. They're peasants.
He's probably from Atco, New Jersey.
Hey, Mike, come on. Let's go stop back. Let's lose the horse, man.
JetBlue, net flight. My boy just got beat up by Mike Tyson. Turn that way. Yeah, he got f***ed up. Just trying to ask for an autograph. Man. I don't know what happened.
Oh my God.
That face just.
What did you expect to happen? He's talking shit drunk to Mike Tyson.
Yeah,
I don't know. What did you expect to happen? Do you not like? I don't know.
Oh, wow.
What an idiot.
His face, the picture is just worth 1,000 words.
100% had it coming. I agree with you, Alex.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ! First off, listen, Mike's not looking for a fight, but I'm going to be cautious and not provoke such an individual of his caliber.
It's a pit bull, bro.
And he's probably
a trained pit bull at this point, but
he's lucky. First off, he got off light. He's lucky he didn't catch like a shiner. Like, I'm surprised I didn't see a nugget on his forehead or something like that.
God.
He's lucky he didn't get like. He's lucky. It looked like Mike just dociled. Was he throwing punches? It looks like he was just grabbing him and shaking him. Jesus, man. His face, dude. Yeah, man. I don't know why people get tuned up when they drink. When they go on a flight, they get all tuned up and drink. I mean, it's okay to have a few drinks, but obviously the guy was drunk.
Yeah.
And he was sitting in first class, and Mike's like, fuck, this is why I pay for first class, to get away from assholes like this.
Yeah, it is unlimited alcohol, though, in first class. You get to drink for free.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that guy got tuned up at the fucking bar probably before he even got in there. He's probably from like Atco, New Jersey or something like that.
Atco.
You see, I wonder where the guy's from. I'm curious in here, and we're going to end on that. I'm just curious. I wonder, JetBlue spokesman Derek Dombrowski, I wonder if he's related to Dave, said he could not comment on the altercation until he had seen the video. Okay. 2.5 hours after the flight to the island's capital provinces should have taken off, O'Reilly told Daily Mail in a statement the flight was eventually delayed by 5 hours. Sorry. I just totally went into the wrong fucking article. It was a flight article, but not the Tyson one. I want to know where this kid was from. And it's not going to tell me, it looks like. I'm just curious if he was from New Jersey. Something just screams New Jersey to me. I don't know why. Or Philly. I could see that happen for someone in Philly. Odds are. We're going to find out. We'll investigate this and get back to you next week. But, folks, we're going to wrap things up. We'll come back on air in roughly about 20 minutes, and we're going to go birds deep with you. So if you're a Birds fan, we got a draft special coming up. We're going to be talking about what the Eagles could do in a draft, our wish list. We're going to rank some players. It's going to be a draft mania pretty much. So come back, listen to us, hang out. Even if you're a Patriots fan, I know Brad's out there. You can listen. Don't comment, motherfucker. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening. Thanks for checking in. Gene, thanks for sitting in. And this is E-Guy for not saying goodbye, just saying take it deep.